Hey guys, today I'd like to take a look at a mask that I'm very excited to be able to feature because it's a mask that I've been looking for a very long time, and it's also just in time for Easter, and that is the 2009 Don Post Studios Frank the Bunny. Now, as you can see, I've had to pull the camera back quite far to be able to get this entire mask into the frame, and so I will just pan up here so you can see the top of those ears. Those are really up there, and then I'll bring the camera back down to here for the remainder of the video. But I still had to pull this camera back because this mask is really tall, and so this character is one from the 2001 movie Donnie Darko. And Donnie Darko was a movie that featured Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal, or Gyllenhaal as they pronounce it, and Drew Barrymore and a bunch of other well-known actors. And it was quite a weird and creepy movie. I won't try to give you any kind of synopsis, and certainly an explanation is tough because it was a very sort of symbolic movie, and not really very logical movie, but it was a good one, and I would recommend checking out that movie. Here's a movie poster of Donnie Darko from 2001, and this mask is, as I said, it's one that I've been looking for a very long time. It is possibly quite scarce. I believe that it is. I haven't seen another one other than in the, of course, the photo in the Don Post catalog. But there's not a video or photos of this actual mask that I can find anywhere, and I've never, of course, seen one in person either. I'm sure there are many out there, but I've been looking for one for probably 4 or 5 years, and this is actually the first one that I've even seen for sale. And so this mask is a very interesting mask. It's just a latex face mask, and it has a sewn on hood, and this is a very big hood. I have it on a stand here that actually shortens the length of this because it's incredibly tall to the bottom of the hood. It's probably got another 4 inches of hood that goes down beyond the bottom of the stand here. But from the movie Donnie Darko, I have a still here that you can see. This is the Frank the Bunny character, and as you can see, it's actually a bunny costume. And as I said, it's a strange movie, so there's some strange elements. One of the characters is sort of in the title character Donnie Darko's dreams or imagination, and that's Frank the Bunny. He's actually a person that we are introduced to in the film inside the costume, but it's certainly a weird and creepy character in the movie. And this is a weird and creepy mask as well, as you can see. It has the Don Post Donnie Darko Frank the Bunny tag on it with the movie poster image there, and it's copyright 2009. Now, I couldn't find a 2009 catalog, so I can only assume that it was in the 2009 offering from Don Post Studios, but here is a 2010 catalog page. This may be the first year that it was actually in the catalog, I'm not sure. But this is from Pete's website at the Devil's Workshop. Thank you, Pete. And as you can see, they have a full page dedicated to this mask in this catalog. And so this ran through the final year of Don Post Studios, which, as we know, is in 2012. And here's a photo, photo of that catalog page. And from 2012. So as I said, this I believe is pretty scarce. I'll spin it all the way around so you can see that hood. The fur is kind of interesting. It sort of seems to match the movie costume, and these ears are, as I said, quite tall. And so, excuse me, as you can see, it's tippy because it is so tall and heavy. It is kind of top heavy. And so the construction on this is kind of interesting. It's got these obviously very long ears, and it's a very deep casting. But they're inside there, it feels like there's a hollow tube, sort of like a paper towel roll tube, but I believe it's probably plastic, a plastic roll, but it's a thin material that keeps these ears holding their shape. And on the inside of the mask, there are patches, latex patches under each ear that are glued up in there to keep those sealed and that tubing up in there. And the tubing may have a base that overlaps to keep it sort of perpendicular to the shape of the mask. I'm not sure. But one of the issues that I was a little disappointed in, this mask when it came to me was brand new. It was still in the plastic bag that it would have come in with the barcode on it. It was still taped, and it was sort of folded and flat in there. But we all know sort of the quality issues from Don Post Studios. I don't know when this mask was made. It might have been in the later years when the quality was sort of known to be not so great or rushed. But this mask had, unfortunately, inside this forehead right here, glue from gluing those pads underneath where the ears are had gotten on this section of the mask in the middle here. And I don't know if it had dried first and then stuck together, or if it was still wet when they packed it, but there was a very big pinch that went all the way through here, and it was glued together. And I had to work on this probably for a half an hour, very, very carefully, trying to cut that glue and cut the two pieces apart so that it would open up, because it was completely distorted up here. And it wasn't even displayable the way it came to me. Another issue was a little bit of sloppiness with the paint. Now the paint is pretty good on this. You can see it's sort of looks like it was probably black first, and then it has the gray wash over top. It looks pretty good. But when they painted the eyes, there was a big drip of this white paint right here on the forehead. And I managed to get that off and then touch it up a little bit where that was. And also the teeth are white with a yellowing, and there was a big drop of that paint right on the face above the teeth. And so the quality wasn't great, but of course these masks weren't necessarily made for collectors. They were just made as a costume, and so those kind of things might not have been a big deal. The forehead would have been a big deal because it was actually it actually had stuck so bad that one of the ears was bent down, and it wouldn't even have been really wearable and recognizable the way it was. So that was really disappointing, but it seems like it was something that they didn't know was going to happen when it went in the bag. They just ignored the glue on there, or it was still wet on that spot. But either way, as I said, I'm really excited to find this mask. I do believe it's scarce. If you can find one, I would pick it up, because I don't know how many you'll actually see out there. So if you see one, I would grab it if you can, and if you like the character in the movie. It's certainly interesting. It's a Don Post movie-related mask, so of course it's collectible, and as I said, I don't think there are too many. So that is the 2009 Don Post Studios Frank the Bunny Mask. As always, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.